You are not ready. Today is the day we break it all down. We're taking the light and we're breaking it to the ground. We're not ready. We're not ready. You think you're ready? Let's do it. What's up, world of YouTube? Welcome back to the chaos and the nonsense that is now my channel. My name is Derek and I am the Indie Film Dude. So today, I want to change it up. Let's do something a little different. Let's do something a little fun, a little funner. You know what I mean? A little fun, fun. In case you didn't watch the last video and you got bored out of your mind. Today, we are going to check out some breakdowns. I thought we could check out some breakdowns from some past movies that I've done, some recent, that I've worked on. That I've worked on crew, whether, you know, I was the DP, the gaffer, anything like that. Just kind of give you some ideas of techniques that I've used on those, and maybe even some equipment and whatnot that we talked about, like even in my first video, and kind of like show you guys in action, real world scenarios, basically. I say we just deep dive into that, but real quick, I do want to give a quick shout out to all my peeps over here who are my new subscribers. Ever since actually I started the channel officially, getting it going. So I want to give all these people a huge thanks and shout out. Appreciate y'all subscribing to the channel, and hopefully you'll come back for more videos. Hopefully you'll watch this one. Hopefully you guys are liking the content I'm doing so far. And yeah. So, brand new, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. Quick disclaimer, I apologize ahead of time if the lighting on this camera shifts in and out. Depends how the lighting is outside. The weather's not great, but sun goes in and out, so, you know, this camera likes to kind of like, you know, adjust itself, but hopefully we should be good to go. So, all right, straight to it.
Love is love. Love is love.
So I thought we'd kind of start, I don't want to say in the beginning, but just a little earlier back. I believe 2019 is the first project I'll show you. I don't have terribly too many I'm going to show you. I'm going to kind of try to get through these as much as possible. Hopefully you guys will find some interesting stuff. Hopefully you guys will like some of it. And of course, there's always times to where you hope you could do something better in the future. You know, you wish you could have improved at the time on something, but that's not a big deal. There's quite a few of these shots, honestly, that I'm pretty, there's a few of them I'm actually pretty proud of, you know, and some, I don't, you know, obviously I don't think they suck. I just, wish could have done a little better, but hey, you know, gotta move on with life. So the first one here was for, I believe it was, I think it was like a 24-hour film festival, which I honestly had no idea. Gotta move them. I think I'm gonna move the mic a little bit. I'm not sure. I don't know. I feel like it was probably in a bad spot. Sorry. Anyways, moving on. So I believe this was like a 24-hour film festival, which is kind of weird. This actually 2019 was the first time I was ever part of any kind of competitions. I did like I think I did some sort of 48-hour, and then this one was I believe a 24-hour. So this one is called Blind Date. You know, it's got these two who meet up at a bar for a blind date, obviously. So it was supposed to, at the end, kind of be like a good and evil, to where like he was, you know, you think he's going to be a bad person, and then at the end she turns into essentially like a demon or something like that. My whole thing, most of the time, when it came to a lot of this, I don't always do this, but I try to have some sort of, you know, I don't want to say mythology, it's probably a bad way of describing it, but some sort of, I'm trying to think of the word that I'm losing it. I don't want to say philosophical. My words are not working right now, so just saying, you know, so yeah, I'll just say like either, you know, something that's emotional, or you know, conveying specifically to the story or specifically to characters, my big go-to that I love in general. I love it in general, whether it's cinematography, whether it's, you know, and the lighting, or it's color grading or anything like that. But one of my all-time favorites, which honestly is, I feel like to a degree, becoming a dying breed of, you know, of cinema. Personal opinion, a lot of people may not agree with that, but is just color. I mean, saturated colors. I love it. I love saturated colors myself. So in this one, that was a lot of what I wanted to do, but this bar was kind of bare, so it was just generic lighting. I mean, it had neon signs and everything, but a lot of what we wanted to do, me and the director, Stephen Province, is we talked about like really adding color, especially because it is a bar. So this is a clip here. You know, me and the director, Stephen Province, is on the right. Shout out to him. And so we had two of our, basically, I can't remember if they had lines, but two of our actors at the pool table there. It was Sabrina and Samantha, mother and daughter. And so, you know, the idea real quick was, you know, it was a shot to where it was supposed to be a panning shot. This one right here is not a good representation. I couldn't find the shot I wanted to show you guys. I don't know where the crap it's at. I have no idea where it's at. I can't find it. But this setup was after I did a wide panning shot. And I'll explain that shot after this one, because the lighting was I kept this lighting consistent to the other lighting, because that's a big thing for me. That's a peeve for me. I look at movies that their lighting like changes from shot to shot, and they even tell you, oh, well, just ignore that. You don't have to worry about that as a filmmaker. And to me, that's just like the dumbest thing in the world, because that's not how reality works. That's not how life works. Like, you don't just shift from one side of an object to another and suddenly the lighting shifts just because you want to keep shadow on a certain side of an actor just for the shot. Like, to me, I mean, that just doesn't make sense. I mean, I get the concept of why they say don't worry about it, but it's just dumb. Just here, I've got two LED panels, one on either side of the girls. I believe we gelled them green because I didn't have RGB at the time. And they're supposed to emulate, like, you know, a green light coming from above, or kind of that, you know, idea. Either above or still on the sides. And this shot was supposed to be closer on them. Let's say closer, but like basically it was closer on them. That way, you know, if he wanted to use it as a cutaway shot, start with that shot, and then we see the waitress come from the kitchen, and then she's walking past them, and then we have the wide shot, we could follow them. So originally what I did in the wide shot was I had a C-stand on the right over here of the pool table, and I did this crazy, insane, like, triple arm over the light, because this is how crazy I am. I get to where, like, I want something specific, and we need to figure out how we're going to accomplish this. You know, and sometimes, I don't know if I can consider that also a negative thing, because I'll get fixated on it. So yeah, apparently one thing I never paid attention to is this camera does like 10-minute takes, which is kind of dumb, but hey. I was just saying is basically that I get fixated on when I have ideas and I want to accomplish them. And luckily guys like Steven and other, you know, directors and stuff that I work with really allow me to do that and to just kind of go with what I'm, you know, what I'm looking for, what I'm trying to achieve, you know, accomplish. Excuse me. Because I get like that on my own projects, and so a lot of times I carry it on to other people's stuff, and I know it probably can get annoying to a lot of people. But yeah, so I did this crazy triple arm, you know, over the sign, the lighting, the light sign right there above the pool table, and we had a LED panel on there, and so I stuck the green, you know, gel on that, and so that was basically what was, you know, originally lighting for the wide shot. And then we had the other LED panel against the wall, I believe at the time, you know, still giving the you know, that kicker off over there, so it was supposed to be kind of, you know, just an all-around green at that pool table. Since especially we weren't even seeing, you know, the back pool table. I thought I had two LED panels, but apparently I did not. I, on this side, had one of my work lights. Boom, boom, boom. That's right. Had one of my work lights. We stuck that puppy up on a light stand with a clamp. I wouldn't want to call them duck clamps, but they're flat clamps and they're really good. They're cheaper. I need to buy some more. But yeah, so we stuck that on a light stand, threw the gel over that, and so that was kind of giving most of the overall green around the pool table. And then we had the LED on the other side, but that was for the closer shot. So I had the wider shot, that we were panning with, starting, that we had the crazy setup, and then we had the closer shot, which was this one here, kind of focusing more on, the mom teaching the daughter maybe a little bit of pool. So I think it was a shot over at the bar itself. And it was, so, we had our, Scott Love was our chef, and then we had Mallory was our waitress. And so we had the camera, focused on him. But, and that was a simple lighting setup. I basically took the same work light, clamped up on a stand, and just shot it at, basically just shot it at the bar to lift up the ambience is really what I did, because the bar itself in those areas was dark. So that's all I did. And in front of that, I diffused it with the silk. And some of these, they're color coded. We don't have to get into that right now. But, the silks, it comes, a lot of times you can get them in lighting kits if you don't have your own. They come with silk scrims and stuff like that you can get in different kits that you can rent from production houses and stuff like that, especially if you can't afford your own. So, but yeah, that was essentially just lifting up the ambience, and that was really all that I remember that we did there. Oh, and the camera that we're shooting with right there is the Sony FS5. I may have gotten that wrong. I always forget this stuff when I need to tell people. But yeah. And it was right on the other side here of our actress Karen Drewley, who was playing one of the leads. I think this was maybe part of the wide shot, or a wide shot. I had the camera was on this side of this picture, again, kind of towards where the window's at, and kind of shooting a profile on the two lead actors, and then who was Kyle. Kyle Lee was on the other side. He was our other blind date, and then our waitress Mallory. The idea behind the lighting, their backlight, the rim lights that we had for both talent, was I kind of flip-flopped it on purpose. And so it was almost to, like, I don't want to say fool the audience, but in a sense set up this false truth, So she comes in and she's supposed to be like the good person, and he has this crappy attitude the whole time, how he's talking to everybody. So, we think he's like representing his own evil, and she's, on the, obviously representing good. So she had, we had a blue gel on her, and then him, we had a red gel. And those were two LED panels. I can't remember if those were the 440s, the Neewer 440s, or if they were 660s. I think they were just bicolor, so that's why we had to gel them. And then we had my disc over here, smaller collapsible 5-in-1 disc, blocking part of the blue gelled LED behind Karen. And I don't remember if we needed to do that. I can't remember if we did do that over here with Kyle, honestly. I think some of it too is maybe blocking the light off of Mallory. I think that's what it was too. I honestly haven't looked in these pictures and since back then, so a couple years ago. But yeah, so I'm kind of remembering. And then we have Zach. He was our sound guy. He was in the other pics too. But what I did on the bottom here, I put one of my work lights and shot it into a big disc, and I think we had the gold side, if I remember. And that was supposed to give kind of like a bounce up in our actors, kind of like a sun bounce. Like it was, sun coming through the floor and up onto our actors. And then we put a scrim in front of that just to diffuse it a little bit. Not necessarily actually diffuse it, to actually just cut down some of the light, because it's 500 watt halogen shooting into the disc. But that really did kind of give a really cool... To me, it was cool. I like it. This is the kind of stuff I like to do. It's definitely non-conventional, and I'm all non-conventional. Moving along to another movie. I believe I helped on this in 2019. So yeah, so I was the DP on Blind Date. Now this was Trick or Treat, which I did mention my last video, I believe. This was a lot simpler in the lighting. A lot of it was really just, I want to say augmenting is probably a bad word to use. I'm terrible with words. Accenting kind of lights that were already in the locations. I don't want to say keep it natural, but that just accenting practicals and stuff. This first one here, so we had our couple, one of the couples in the story that were at the bar. Keith and Kate are actors. We got our background actors over there. But yeah, so they were, you know, sitting at the table and having their dinner conversation. So this one, I was just real simple that we already had all of these string lights at this location, at this bar in downtown St. Louis, and we had these string lights through, you know, on different all across, you know, this outside patio that they have, which is really cool. It's a really cool spot, really honestly neat location. You know, we did a couple of really cool shots to give an idea of the whole thing. So but this one was closer on them, and I set up one of my favorite setups that I love to do, using a China ball, a paper lantern. Yeah, so I set it up on, you know, just my cheaper light boom stand that I've used a ton in the past. That was just supposed to essentially be accenting, you know, the string lights, you know, coming on them. And then on the side and some of the shots, on the bottom right is over here is my little LED light. And I think we did on either side of the actors, I think we also used that little LED to accent like it was supposed to be coming from one of the street lamps. Kind of closer to that sodium vapor, I think. That's just my LED I've used before. And that just comes a sliding, you know, a sliding diffuser because it's daylight, or you can throw the tungsten slider on there, plastic slider sheet, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I essentially gaffed on that shoot. Most of this project, I was, I think, only on 3 days, and they shot over several months. I helped a little bit. Shots like that, I don't know why, but like shots like that for me, it's just cool when you look at them later on, because sometimes you see the setups you have and you're like, yeah, that could have been better. And then just simple things like that, like setting up a China ball at a bar, just accenting your string lights. I mean, it just looks so cool in my opinion. So this particular shot is just one of our other actresses sitting at her kitchen table. And so this is Keith's character. This is supposed to be his wife. So obviously the affair was in the other scene. This is his wife, and we were just accenting. We had, you know, our light coming from outside, but then we were accenting, you know, the ceiling chandelier fan. I can't remember which one it was. Yeah, it was just ceiling light. I just did the same thing. I popped up my LED right there. I believe I had the tungsten on there, and then, you know, I just stuck my diffuser in front of it to soften the light, and, you know, that accented really well for that shot. You know, it was just real simple, you know, but that's, you know, simple a lot of times is all you need. So yeah, guys, I mean, so far that's what I have the rest of this year. I have a shoot of mine coming at the end of next month to finish a short film. At some point I could show you guys that. You know, if you guys want to see other breakdowns, if you want to see another video like this with a few more breakdowns from other projects I work on, whether they're mine or other people, let me know in the comments. You know, make sure to throw some comments out there. But yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this. From here, we will now move into our, which will be every video, will be my community shout out, which is what I started to do last video, and we're doing it again here. Let's move on over to the community shout out segment. Alright, y'all, welcome to my new segment, the community shout out, which is obviously just as new as the channel, but hey, doing what we can. So this is where I pay tribute to independent artists, whether it's people I'm, giving recommendation and shout out to, or those of you out there who either on, be it social media, YouTube, anything like that, you are giving me these recommendations for people that you know, which is awesome and amazing. So the first shout out I'm gonna give is to a indie filmmaker and YouTube influencer by the name of Swoop. She has awards from the Buffer Film Festival. She's also got official selection from that festival. Special selection from both 2020 and 21 from the Venice shorts, so that's obviously a big deal. So her short films are Worthy, Unspoken, Lost in Darkness. She does a lot of deep content. Her short films a lot of times are about her personal experiences, which is really cool, and they're solid quality. A lot of the other stuff that she does with her YouTube channel is basically talking about, you know, like social issues of today, you know, whether it's something going on with celebrities or crazy, you know, true crime cases, just, you know, any of the chaos going on in the world. A lot of times that's the kind of stuff that she covers, but she's really cool. She's down to earth. I love how she presents herself on the channel, and she's just open and honest. Next shout out goes to a friend of mine. She is in Michigan. Her name is Sara Brock, and she has been doing photography since 2019, so over a year, so good for her. You can find her photography over on Instagram and Facebook, Ormiston May Photography. And she's actually located in Coldwater, Michigan. She's already shot, you know, everything from weddings to senior portraits to events and everything in between. She does a lot of great stuff, and she has a great personality. I can guarantee you she's going to be competitive at those rates. So make sure to go check her out when you can. Give her a like and, you know, follow her and show some love. Alright guys, the next shout out comes from a family member over in Colorado. He recommended Soulless Glass. He does some really sweet stuff. I mean, he does everything from, you know, Pyrexes and drinking glasses. He's even got merch as far as like shirts and whatnot. Yeah, I believe he is located in Alaska. Yeah, he's got some sweet stuff. Go check him out. I will link him down there. Next one we're gonna look at is Tyler Johnson, and he owns THJ Navajo Jewelry. Got some really cool stuff. Does a lot of things like bracelets with that kind of turquoise look to it. One of them is called Arrowhead and Spade Rockstar bracelet, and he's even got stuff like a turquoise inlaid silver shoe lace buckle. A lot of people love to deck out their shoes and whatnot, especially the younger peeps. I believe he's located in Tempe, Arizona. Last shout out I want to give today is to one of my good friends, Kyle Lee. He is an actor here locally in Missouri. He's been in a lot of stuff. You could check out his IMDb. You could check out his Facebook. He's all over the place. He's got a lot of projects in the works. He's working on a lot of stuff. But definitely check him out. He's got some movies coming out. I've worked on a few with him. He's got a bright future ahead of him as far as film goes. So yeah, guys, I had to film this afterwards. As you could tell from the earlier segment, I had to film this at a later time, so hence the kind of just throw it up and go setup. But you know, we got to get it done, so there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches. Thank you guys for coming along and checking out the channel, and thank you for sticking around for the community shout out. I really appreciate it. Make sure to throw more names in the comments, you know, more independent artists that you guys know. You know, we want to keep the love going. We want to be able to show other fellow artists that we do care about them and give them credit where credit is due. And yeah, and the best way to do that is, you know, we got to support our own community, and that's what it's all about, supporting each other. So make sure to like, share, subscribe my channel, and let's get this thing growing and moving, and make sure to tell the world about me. That's right. That's right. I'm feeling it.